how to connect with our essence, how to connect with who we are at a deep level, and to live from this essence, to live from our core. In this video, I want to share with you a process that is based on questions and reflections in which you can explore elements of your essence, and in this way to gain more clarity, more directions, and more insights about who you are at a deeper level. Being disconnected from our essence in the modern society is quite easy because there are so many distractions outside of us. There are so many events, there's social media, there are friends, there are people, there are movies, and all these elements, they have an influence upon us. And sometimes I find myself in these circumstances a little bit confused about what do I really want to do in my life. And having moments of reconnection with my essence are really important for my authentic journey, life journey and path. And a couple of weeks ago, I was in a moment of a little bit of confusion about what is really important for me to manifest. And I decided to take some time off, to go in a place far from my home, to have a moment of solitude, and to go through an introspective process, which to help me to get more in touch with who I am at my core. And I want to share with you this process. And this process is based on 4 simple but deep questions. So what you need in this process is you need a piece of paper and a pen and some time in intimacy with yourself, in solitude, in order to go through these questions. So the first question that I asked myself was, what am I passionate about? What do I really love doing? And I stayed with this question and I reflected and I made a brainstorming. I put it down here on the piece of paper, writing all the things that I feel attracted to, that I feel passionate about. And just to share a couple of things, is like I love nature, mountains, I love trees, I love changing the world, I love education, I love public speaking, I love storytelling, and so on. So I wrote down all these things, and then when the list felt complete, I went to the second question. The second question is about what am I good at? What are my talents? What are my gifts? What was I born with? And I know that this can be a tricky question for some of us because some people say, well, I'm not good at anything. I'm not excelling at anything. But the thing is that you don't need to excel at something necessarily. It's really about what you are good at, because we have some potentials in us. We are born with some qualities and gifts, and it's really important to become aware of what are these gifts and what am I good at. And something that helped me in this process was to reflect on what am I good at that is above average. So to think of other people and to see, am I above other people at doing this thing? And just to give you a specific example, for example, cooking. I'm really bad at cooking, so I will place myself even below the average chef, the average cook, or the people that cook. But I have friends and I know people that are really good at cooking, and their food is so tasty and delicious, and I'm really impressed. And this is a clear indicator that they are gifted in that field. They are above average. Or when it's about drawing or music, are you above average? Think about your friends. Do you draw? Do you play guitar better than the average of your friends? And if the answer is yes, then this may be a thing that you are good at. And this applies to all sorts of things. Are you good at singing, talking, building things, using your hands? Are you good at sports? And so on. And again, I took the piece of paper and I made another column and I wrote down all the things that I'm good at. Well, a couple of them, I'm good at writing, I'm good at making a fire, I'm good at making pictures, I'm good at animating people and creating, energy in a group. I'm good at telling stories and so on. And when the list felt complete, I went to the third question. The third question is, what are your values? What is important for you? What are those things that are really important for your heart, for your being? And again, I turned the page, made another list with all the things that I value. And I wrote nature, the earth, integrity, truth, freedom, respect, courage, and so on. Until the list with values feels complete. And then there's a fourth question. And the fourth question is, what do I feel attracted to in this moment of my life? What is calling me to manifest? What is calling me to follow in this moment of your life? Now, life is changing, constantly changing, but what is important is to become aware of what is present in ourselves in this moment of our lives. Because they may say that this is something you need to work on. And if you think of your last week or last few weeks, there are a couple of ideas, a couple of images, a couple of projects maybe that keep coming to your mind. And I know that this happened to me. I have a couple of images that keep repeating, and it's really important to be aware, to become aware of what are these images. And then I put them down, I wrote them down in another list. Okay, so I went through these 4 questions, and now I'm ready to go to the second phase of this process. The second phase is the one in which I go and circle or underline the most important 3 or 4 answers from each list. So what are the top 3 passions that I have in this moment? The ones that feel the strongest to me? What are the 3 most important gifts and talents that I feel that I have in this moment? What are the top 3 values that I have in this moment? And what are the top 3 elements that are calling me to manifest, to explore? And when all these things are clear, I bring them together and I have the big picture of my essence in this moment of my life. And then I begin following this. I begin pursuing this thread, because at the end of the day, there are a couple of threads, there are a couple of ideas that come up from my essence, from my core, from my heart. And I let myself be guided by them. I follow them and I begin to manifest them in different ways. I just let my creativity, my imagination do the work. This makes me think of a poem written by William Stafford called The Way It Is. And he says in this poem that there is a thread you follow that goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. While you hold it, you can't get lost. So it's really important from time to time to reconnect with our essence, with our inner threads, and hold them, pick them up if they fell down. From time to time, it's happening, it's life. And then pursuing them. We can't get lost. They will guide us. And the last thing that I want to share with you is a quote that I really, really like from Howard Thurman. And he says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and go do that. Because what the world needs are people who have come alive. And this is a commitment to myself, and this is something that I want to do with my life, to keep asking myself what makes me feel alive. And the answers from these 4 questions help me get in touch with that. And this video is the result of this. At the end of my reflection, of my process, I realized that I love making education. I love inspiring people. I love talking. I'm good at editing videos, at creating visual material. And here I am offering my essence to the world. In this way, feeling deeply alive. So, dear friends, go and connect with your essence. Ask these 4 questions. What do I love? What am I good at? What are my values? What is calling me in this moment of my life? Thank you so much. And let's make the world a better and more authentic place. Thank you.